Welcome everybody to the new Jarun Stadium, affectionately known in these parts as the Aussie Villain Arena. Now this will be our home for the foreseeable future, so get yourself acquainted with everything. It's going to be a great relief for everybody to see not everything is new. Fans will be thrilled to know they can still enjoy a fillet burger and go to the sit hole before a game.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. Today we will hopefully, I think we're going to get knocked out, but hopefully not in the group stage. It is the World Club Cup Championship, of course. We face Guadalajara, Chivas Guadalajara, I think it is. And if we win that, depending on how Mainz get on against Boca Juniors, we could be in the top two into the knockout rounds, in which case we'll play that game. Otherwise, we'll just get to have a little mini transfer special to get us through to the start of the season. Now, two new signings have arrived. We met these guys in previous episodes. Jakub Busic has arrived, the centre-back, as has our Mexican superstar, Leobardo Govia. And we'll say that is exactly how you pronounce that. So they're both here. Now, one player that is left is Sitholm, who hasn't actually left yet. July 1st, he'll be leaving, but 4.7 million. We signed him for about 250 grand. So, been a very good player for us. Of course, we've got a little enterprise on the side that we maintain the rights to, and he has moved off on to go to Spain. Now, the big news, as we saw in the intro there, is that the stadium has been completed. We've officially moved. So, Jarun Stadium will be our home from now on. It's just under 10 grand, just under 10,000 people. So that's exciting. We finally got a home of our own that isn't a park. So that's very nice. And the other thing I wanted to show you was a little bit of a setback in the transfer window. And that is for this guy, Eloy. Now, he is a 24-year-old defensive midfielder. He's being released on a free by Arsenal. We had agreed a deal to sign him. He came back in. He wanted more money. He wanted 57 grand a week, in fact. And so he's gone off to join Burnley, who are offering that money. So can't really complain about it. It's just a little bit frustrating. I think he would have done a very good job as that deep-lying playmaker for us. But anyway, we just kind of, with Sitholm leaving, I was kind of banking on him coming in. So, yeah, we'll just have to kind of deal with that as best we can. But it's a Deportivo Guadalajara. I don't know if that's the renamed Chivas or not. But anyway, both teams, they haven't got a point yet. Both teams have, Boca and Mainz have beaten them. So we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And this is the team that we are sending out to hopefully not have us sent home early and embarrassed here. So it's Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Monsalvo, Butchman, Torres, Kovacic, Montel, Zinco, Siraj. Actually, no, you know what? Let's get Mazzoloni in there. Let's get you in there. And let's get Madzar. He deserves a start. So let's do it that way. And do I want to go with Raz at the start instead of Zinco? Yeah, go on. Let's do that as well. Try and freshen things up a little bit, perhaps. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Do we recognise any names? I don't think so, although I will admit I'm not an expert on Mexican football by any stretch. This is the match we should be winning, make sure we do. That's a little bit more like it. Why is Torres nervous? Torres is happy with his playing time too, so I'm surprised he's nervous now. Alright, and let's hope we can make a mark in the tournament. Now the season has ticked over, so that's why we see no current form. All goals will be reset back to 0 now. But yeah, like I say, it would be extremely disappointing if we were to get knocked out of this, not scoring a goal. Oh no, we did score a goal against Mainz, didn't we? But you know what I mean, just not really involved in the tournament. We do need to keep a big eye, of course, on the other game. We need that 5-goal swing. So yeah, we need to remember how to score a goal, and we also need Mainz to do us a favour. And then hope it doesn't come down. Well, if it does come down to head-to-head, doesn't matter because we drew them 0-0, didn't we? So it could come down to goals scored. No matter how you slice it, we just need to win and hopefully win well. So again, we're dominating possession. All right, we've got a highlight. Third game in about a week and a half as well. Match sharpness should be starting to pick up. Kovacic! Oh, that's a wonderful strike. And our young academy graduate at left back has belted in a 1-0 lead. I've got a cough coming again, unfortunately, which is annoying. I've got a camera throat or something, I think. But look at this. We've moved it around nicely. Sanchez, Kovacic just pulled into space. And It's a very, very good finish. It might even be a goal of the season contender, you know. That is absolutely stunning. So let's give them some praise. For the first time in the tournament, we can give them some praise here. Now, what we don't need is the other game to end scoreless, because that means Mainz top the group and Boca go through. It doesn't tend to happen in in the game as it would perhaps in real life. But yeah, let's see here. We've got Morty looking for attention. How did you get in? Did you sneak in? I thought I closed the door. Anyway. We could do with a second goal. Let's try demanding more. Torres with a throw. Montel to Torres. Torres crosses it in. It's away. It's Mozzoleni, but it's cleared away. We should win that. Butchman to Madzar. Madzar across in front of goal. Not quite. Now, we might have some news coming in on Butchman. In that he said he wanted to... Is that... No, it's offside. He said he wanted to consider his option at the end of his contract. I tried to talk him around to that, because I'm assuming we would get a bigger transfer fee if he had not said he was leaving. And then he said he's happy to stay and negotiate a new contract, which he wasn't doing. So we may find ourselves having to sell him anyway. Let's find another gear. I can get on board with that. Yes, we might have to sell him anyway, or just be overstacked in centre-backs, because we did sign Jaka Busic, or whatever his name is, to essentially replace him. We need goals here, though, boys. We definitely need goals. I haven't seen anything from the other game. I'm assuming we're kicking off at the same time, because it'd be a bit weird if we didn't. Alright, I did go to more disciplined for this one, because I just thought it might help us, given, well, as we saw last episode, we looked absolutely pathetic trying to pass the ball. And still up front, there's just nothing happening for us. Nothing is happening for us. Can we win that? We do. Sanchez down to Mazzoleni. Mazzoleni to Lacco. He's got Torres on the overlap. Montel goes the other way and gives it away. But we have it back. Sanchez to Kovacic. Kovacic to Mazzoleni. Look at Torres. There it is. Torres. Torres. He's got so much time and space in front of goal for Mazzoleni. It's 2-0. And we need to keep going on with it now. 1 hour has been played. I am slightly nervous. We've not seen anything from the other game. Torres did really well there on a plate for Mazzoleni. And let's hope that that inspires us on to 1 or 2 more now. Torres has given everything. All right, let's get Kovacic on, even though Torres is playing well. Raz is not having his greatest game, so let's get Zinco on for him. And I don't want to bring Bertic on right now, because I just don't have much faith in him, truth be told. Let's praise again. And I wonder if we look to exploit the flanks, perhaps. 2-1. There we go. There's the first I've seen of a score. It's 2-2. No, don't do that. Goal difference is going to screw us here, isn't it? Because we haven't scored enough. And it's too close. We need a 5-goal swing. Kovacic. Or sick. Lacco. Lacco for Madzar. Madzar gets a third. Oh, does he? Surely that wasn't offside. Surely that wasn't offside. We really, really need this. We don't get it. If we can get 4, Mainz win, then there's our 5-goal swing. Oh, he's just off. He's only just off. But we need another goal. At least another goal here to give ourselves a chance. Come on. Oh, it's just not been our tournament from the start, has it? It's just never felt like we've got going. And even when we've got some goals, it's still just not been enough. And unless Mainz went on a bit of a goal fest late in that one, it's done. We're out. And yeah, the other one, it finished 2-2. So it wouldn't have mattered. We were out no matter what happened. And yeah, that's really, really disappointing. I thought we were good enough to get through that group. So it's been a bit of a weird summer, and that hasn't changed anything there on that front, has it? So Kovacic with a nice goal, but yeah, just never got going, did we? Anyway, we'll be back after this, and we'll just finish off the summer now, see if we can get some more transfers done. Look, mate, I give up. I just give up on you, mate. It's like you don't want to play for Australia, so go enjoy Italy. All right, welcome back, and as you can see, we've started our transfer business. So we've got two outs here. Stanislav Sonek, pretty happy with this fee actually. 800 grand when we paid 600 for him, 50% sell on. He is a very good young player. If he moves on, he's going to move on for way more than that. So yeah, he didn't quite work out for us, mostly down to the success of Haim Raz, to be honest. But yeah, he's moved on for 800 grand. The other one, as you've just seen, is Noah Skoko, 4 million. I don't think it was all up front, or was it? I can't remember now. But anyway, he's 27. I really wanted him to play for the Socceroos. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, we've sold him on. And with our new Mexican, of course, we do not need Noah Skoko at the club anymore. So we wish him luck. Maybe, given that his transfer value has doubled since we sold him, maybe we should have had a sell on. But anyway, that's all fine. 4 million for a player we signed for $1 million a long, long time ago. How long did he spend with us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons, is that? I mean, that's pretty good value for a transfer, really, isn't it? So, yeah, that's that. Now, we've also come to July 1st, which means we've released players. And there's 3, I mean, they're big ones, really. Matanovic has gone. He hasn't got himself a new club yet, but you wouldn't expect him to. I decided in the end to let Bosniak go. He's not quite good enough for us. I told you I'd give him a 1-year deal, but decided against it because he's going to take playing time away from some younger players. And the other one is Pulic. No, we didn't get. I offered him a contract to actually come back. Unsurprisingly, he didn't accept that, having just released him. But his attributes make him look quite good. Whenever he played for us, he never really did it. He went off to the second tier and wasn't outstanding there either. So it's probably just about right that we've done that, I think. Now, one thing I did want to show you that has contributed to Bosniak leaving is Victor Perso. Now, his personality has gone from fickle to fairly ambitious. So that I didn't want to take game time away from him. He's a similar-ish kind of player to Bosniak. He's only 18. We have to sell him if we get a £10 million bid, but hopefully that won't happen. This is the future. Bosniak is not the future anymore. Alright, so we're about to have our Charity Shield thing here. Now, normally it wouldn't be a big deal. We've won it before, you know, we win the league or the cup most seasons, so we're playing it. The reason it means so much to us this season, and just to us as a club, is because it is the first game at our new stadium. So hopefully we're going to score the first goal. And yeah, that will be, it's a very historic day at the club. So let's go and have a look at the team that is the first Jarun side to grace the new stadium. And we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of Dinamo Zagreb. This is the team that we're sending out. Now, it is a little bit of a mismatch because we've got our Mexican is off at the Copa America. Or is it the Gold Cup? One of those. So Pinta goes in goal. Sanchez, Skolabar, and Butchman is a back three. Torres and Kovacic will be the width. Montel, Raz, Siraj, Mazzolini and Bertic. We've got 1 or 2 injuries and suspensions as well. Obviously, Crespi and Monsalvo are injured and suspended, so that means that they're not available for this one. And there was Lacko, unfortunately for us, is out for up to a month with an injury, so he's not available either. So we're a little weakened. Haven't really got the squad back to where I'd like to after some departures, but this is what we've got. This is the team that's going to go out and hopefully win the first game in our new stadium. And where you can see the team sheets there, I mean, both teams, I'm assuming, are sort of midway through their transfer business. So this is exact revenge. I don't like playing for revenge. Let's, it's our first game in the new stadium. You know, make sure A, you score the first goal, and B, you win the game. But we'll see what happens on that front. Now, one thing that we are looking to do still is we need to replace Sithole in the club. Sort of his position sitting in front of that back three for Europe. I'm thinking more so than anything. Now, the issue that we're running into a little bit is predominantly the fact that we don't have. We've got a lot of foreign players, so I do kind of need to sign someone that's not a foreign player. There's a couple of players that are quite good that could come in and fill that role quite comfortably, but they're foreign, and that is just going to make it difficult to sort of squeeze them in. Although you could argue if they're playing in Europe, that sort of limit doesn't necessarily exist. So maybe there's an argument to that. My other thought process is that given that Butchman stayed, and I can't remember if I did confirm that, but Butchman has signed a contract, so he's going to stay. Whether he could go and play sort of an anchorman type in that role in Europe, so whether we do that. The other thing I'm contemplating is someone like Montel or Raz. Oh, and it's Mazzoleni, and they have gifted us the first goal in our new stadium. I've got to say, for a new stadium, looks a bit rough, the roof, doesn't it? It's recycled corrugated iron on the roof, so very environmentally conscious we are as a club. But yeah, an absolute gift, and Mazzoleni, if you're playing along at home, will be the answer to that trivia question. I did toy with the idea of doing like the impossible quiz at the end of the series. Let me know, maybe not for this one because I stopped sort of coming up with questions about halfway through. But let me know if that's something that you guys would, at the end of the series, sort of part of finishing things up is the impossible quiz, like just reminiscing basically about the series. Yeah, let me know what you would think of that, if it's a bit of a waste of time or if it's something that you guys would be interested in. I could probably even resurrect one for this season because, like I say, I did start. But I probably stopped about 6 seasons in, so I could easily pick it up again if that is something that you guys would be interested in doing. But yeah, not much has happened apart from a gift, which is fine. But yeah, so like I say, the other player I'm contemplating is someone like Montel or perhaps even a Haim Raz. Could they drop back and could we retrain them to play in that role for us? Yeah, I'm thinking about it as Torres with a really, really weak effort, it must be said. It might even be a case that this season we kind of accept that we're going to be a little weak in that position, and sort of build more for the longer term. So yeah, we'll see. As I say, we'll just sort of play it by ear and see what happens. This might have actually been a good game to experiment with something, but we're just a little short on centre backs with the injury and suspension to Crespi and Monsalvo, so we didn't really have an option necessarily. And the second goal at the new stadium goes to Siraj. He is now happy at the club as well. He signed a new contract with us, so that is all good news there. He will, in all likelihood, see his playing time reduced this season with our new Mexican arriving. But we'll still make sure that Siraj has a lot of football. Good finish, good ball in from Torres. And yeah, there we go. It'll probably even be a case where there'll be times that Siraj will play and the Mexican will just not play at all, not even be on the bench, just to help with the foreign player things. Another player who could, in theory, be retrained, yeah, we're halfway there, let's keep it going, is Zinco. Now, is Zinco here? Yeah, Zinco's here. He could, in theory, be retrained as well. Good passing. It's what I think we're looking for in this role is someone who can tackle, good positioning, and good anticipation. I think they're sort of the key attributes that I'm looking for. So, yeah, it's just sort of finding the player that can do it. Now, Butchman sort of covers most of those things. He has decent positioning. He has good anticipation. He can pass and tackle as well. Yeah, so we'll as I said, we'll kind of see how it works out. The thing was, Sithole wasn't really good enough necessarily, and Bosniak again wasn't really good enough. So yeah, I mean, Novak is potentially an option. He could do it if we were sort of talking about league standard players, because he's got, again, the positioning and the anticipation. Not the greatest tackler. He can pass the ball, though. So, yeah, I don't think he has the ceiling to do it. Palumbo is someone that could do it, but again, he sort of lacks the tackling. The rest of his game is okay. So maybe it is, like I say, we just sort of play it by ear, not rush someone in for the sake of it. And yeah, and go from there. Now, we've got 2 young centre-backs that are Yags that have come back from loan. We've got Tankovic and Vidovic. Skolobar had a heavy match load coming in, so let's get Tankovic on. Do we have any other youngsters? We've got this youngster that, again, has come back on loan from Bordeaux. And I should actually update you as well. The Bordeaux link-up has been cancelled for some reason. Not entirely sure why that happened. It was the reason that was given by the board was something to do with our increase of reputation. It didn't make sense anymore. But unless they've become a semi-pro club, it was a really useful thing for us to send players down to, play a full season, whether it be top flight or second tier. And the young striker's got an injury here, which isn't ideal, but we'll let him stay out. So yeah, it was something that I was finding really useful to have. So I'm gonna have to try and either almost got himself a goal there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and replace it, or yeah, I mean, I guess you don't technically have to have an affiliate to loan players. That's just easier when you can just move them there, rather than have to sort of try and ship them around and have somebody come in with a bid. So yeah, we'll see what happens on that front. But 5 minutes to go here, and it has been a fairly comprehensive game. I've got to say, very unimpressed by this. Yeah. I wonder if it's not actually the new stadium and it's just sort of saying it is. But it would be nice if in the new one, if there's a way to, I don't know, just jazz up stadiums a bit. I think it's one of the things they were talking about. But we'll see. We'll see what happens on that front. The thing is, I'm sure everybody does it. You complain about things in Football Manager that you'd like to see fixed, and this is crap and it needs to be changed. Ultimately, it's still the greatest game ever made, isn't it? And that's why we keep playing it. And yeah, you just want it to be the best game it can. Who's this having a little jig away in the back there? Excellent stuff. Anyway, another cup. Well done to us. All right, we are at our first game of the season. We start against Slaven Belupo, so that's the game we will hopefully win. But we do have a new signing. It is Damir Omerovic. Yeah, let's go with that. He is a 19-year-old Bosnian, I think he was. 4.4 million. We triggered a release fee. He was at Red Bull Salzburg. He is on 4,600 a week. You can see he's a squad player. Let's have a little bit of a closer look at him here. And there is a lot of potential, and he's hopefully someone that's going to fill in that sort of sit in front of the back four, or back three, I guess it is for us, job. Yeah, no, we're hoping that he's going to develop, obviously. He is injured right now. We signed him injured slip disc, so he's hopefully going to come back from that okay. But I think at 4.4 million, we'll sell him on at a profit, no problem at all. He's got good determination, good bravery. The anticipation, positioning, and tackling that I was looking for could maybe be better, but there is room to develop. So that is the main reason why I have signed him. He's made 3 first-team appearances for Red Bull Salzburg, so not a great deal of experience, but he'll get that with us. And as a squad player, there's no instant sort of pressure to go and play him either. So he comes in. Let's just have a quick update of all the transfer ins and outs. Nothing really to catch up on the ins, in fact, because I've showed you those. But on the outs, let's have a look here. A couple of youngsters that left, Mitrovic, Turpic, and I don't know who that is, but they sort of left behind my back. We signed this guy. We sold him, I should say, so he's gone off. We've got a 50% sell on for him, but he wasn't quite developing as we would have hoped. Another, just youngsters that have left. Another guy was this guy that came through, and we have so many young strikers. He was very much at the bottom of that pile. I will transfer Gary Turpic so we can transfer. I will shortlist him so we can keep an eye on how he develops. I'd like to get him back at some point if I can. We'll just have to wait and see exactly what we get there. So our squad to start the season. And we do still have about 30 odd million to spend as well. So we're by no means done, and there is some bids that are in as well. So hopefully we will see more before the window closes. Now, goalkeeper, our main guy here is obviously Pinto. We've had a lot of bids for him, but none that have sort of made him kick up a stink. So that's good. Backups right now, we're looking at Kosic. It's last year of his contract. I still do think there is a good young goalkeeper there. He's only 20, so inclined to keep him. And then one of the club-trained guys, Bozo Kostandivojevic, or something to that effect. Another guy that's got a little bit of potential. I'm trying to get another goalkeeper in. If we can do that, I'd like to actually loan him out somewhere this season so he can play a full season, even if it's just sort of a semi-pro team, just somewhere. So he's playing week in, week out to see if he's going to develop for us. If we have a look at centre-backs, we've got, this is just a massive position of strength for us. Butchman, who has perhaps unexpectedly stayed. We've got Sanchez, who is happy and signed a contract extension. We've then got Crespi, who's injured right now, but obviously will be back sooner rather than later. Monsalvo is around and is a little bit unhappy now with his playing time, but that will improve, I'm sure. Then we've got Skolobot, who came through our academy. We've got one of the new boys, Jaka Busic, who is very, very highly potentialed as well. And then Taninsky, another one of our academy kids that is around and is still quite good. So you can see then we've got one or two other youngsters as well in the youth team. Centre-back is definitely a very big position of strength for us. Arguably too strong, considering some of the other positions. Left-back. Probably need to strengthen here if I'm honest. Christian Holt is a good young player, does well for us in the league. Could we upgrade on him for Europe potentially? Still room for him to grow though. And then this is the guy I'm putting a little bit of extra faith in. You can see a lot of potential in him. We've had relatively big bids, up towards 5 million coming in from sort of France and Portuguese clubs. Right now, I'd say he's first choice. So we'll see. Do we want to go into a Champions League campaign with those two as our left-back options? Probably not. But if we have to, we have to. Not a big deal. Over to right back, and we've got our two main ones. Torres, who is happy with his playing time again, so that's good news. I'm going to try and get him to negotiate a new contract as well. We've got Kovacic, who is now not happy with his playing time because we had to play Torres all the time, so we'll try and give him some extra game time. And then the third choice, the youngster here, Dovikar, a little bit of potential. As a third choice, he's fine, isn't he? Let's be honest. 17 years old, room to develop, absolutely fine. Defensive midfielder, we've got the new guy. He would be first choice if we were to play a Champions League game tomorrow. We've got Novak, who could do a job. I sort of talked about this, didn't I? Palumbo. Or we could look to retrain one or two. So that'll be a sort of needs-must sort of position. If we go and have a look a little bit further forward in midfield, again, a decent position of strength for us. Montel, who is a little bit of a star. We're getting lots and lots of bids for him. So far, he's happy to stay. But I promised him 21 million he can go, and we're getting with add-ons over that right now. So I'm a little bit worried. We'll just have to have an unhappy Montel, to be honest. Zinko, we can see there, is developing nicely. His transfer value is going up as well. Raz, signing of the year last season, so we'll see if he has another good year for us. Palumbo, getting towards the end of his time. He's only 2.5 star rated, but I think he's been around for so long, such a part of the club, that he probably does stay around for a little bit longer yet. Then we've got some of the youngsters. Perso, who has a lot of potential to develop. Haskar, who has a lot of potential to develop. And then we've seen we'll see these other guys momentarily. If we just quickly have a look at striker, and then we'll come back and have a look at the number 10s, because I have to change formation for that. Bertic was a massive disappointment last season. We need him to get back to his best, or else it might be time to sell up on him. We've got Lacko. I've actually clicked on the wrong one here, I think. Lacko is look at the value on him now. Very, very good. We're getting some big bids in for him as well. This is more like it. These are the big four. Mazzoleni, we know what he can do. Absolute star. First goal scorer, of course, at the new stadium as well. And then Madza, one of the academy kids that is doing quite well. And we know we've got quite a few other youngsters that are in the youth team that are not too far away as well. Then if we do just go and have a look at the number 10, and we've got our new Mexican that is the number 1 man in that position, arguably the best player at the club right now as well. Then we've got Siraj, who is happy again and got a new contract, so he's here for the long term. And then someone that's done a very good job whenever he's played there is Mazzoleni, but we've already seen him, and he's ideally going to be playing as a deep lying forward anyway. So that's what we've got to start the season with. Like I say, we've still got 26 million to spend. We've still got almost $250,000 a week in wages to spend, so we're by no means done. And yeah, there is, as I said, room to move. So that is all good news. But if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Started off with a little bit of a disappointment, but we kicked on, and yeah, we've got Slaven Belupo away to start the season next episode, then Dubrava at home, and there should still be some transfer action between now and well, certainly the end of the transfer window anyway. So until then, guys, open Aussie Bell, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.